Hi guys, haven't made a video for a while, so I just thought I'd do a little update on this Tiff tuff. If you can see, it's looking pretty good since I did that little mini, Renault, people like to say. I did a light scarify, which was more like a groom, and top dressed it to try and level it up a bit more, which it has done. As you can see, it's not looking too bad. I've been cutting it at about 15 mil with the 17-inch Rover reel mower. There's a few little spots that need to fill in. You can see around here's a bit weak. Over there and over here, along the fence, it was high, and when I scalped it down with the rotary mower before I top dressed it, it sort of really scalped along there. And this patch here has been a problem. Elephant ears used to be in the garden that was there once, and they've been coming up. So I let them come up a couple of inches and broke the stems off, and immediately painted the stems with a bit of straight Roundup or glyphosate, and mixed with a little bit of metsulfuron, which seems to have done the job. But this patch hasn't come back. I know metsulfuron stays in the soil, but I did only paint the stems, so what I'm going to do there is sprig it out. Sprigging is planting sprigs of grass, or runners if you like. So over here, you can see in the garden, I've got a little bit of the cooch, the Tiff tuff growing, so I'm going to dig that out and I'll plant it in that spot over there. But other than that, it's pretty good. It just needs to tighten up a little bit. It's just, I don't know whether it shows up on the camera very well, but it just needs that little bit of, knitting together a bit more. And I don't want to put growth regulator on it, which everyone will say, I put growth regulator on it. Well, that will slow it down. I will use growth regulator, but I just want it to tighten that a little bit more. You can see there's still a patch there. So yeah, I mean, I'm mowing it every second day at 15 mil. I haven't cut it today, and I'm not going to today. I'm going to have a rest because it's been hot. I've been working hard. So yeah, it's still a beautiful lawn, and now that it's 100% more level than it was. It's still not perfect, and I'll worry about that next spring. I just want it to tighten right up now before autumn comes. I want it to be in the best possible shape to get through the winter, because this area here gets a lot of shade in the winter. So I really want it to be good for the winter time. So continually mowing it helps it to tighten. Feeding will help it too. I've been applying products pretty regularly. I did some pH testing on it. The pH is a little bit high, so on the weekend I'm going to put some sulphate of ammonia on it. I just bought that from Bunnings. It's 5 kilos. I'll spray half that on, dissolve it, spray half it on the weekend, and I'll give it a week, see how it goes, and I'll put some more on in a couple of weeks. This thing here is a plugger, like a pro plugger. That's an old one that I used to use greenkeeping. It's 100 mil, takes 100 mil plug by about 100 mil deep. So 4-inch plug. And I was going to plug some bad spots out, but it's improving that much that I probably won't worry about it. And that big area, I could plug that out, but I'm going to sprig it. I haven't got much in the way of machinery talk for you, because I've just been working hard and everything's been going good, except last Monday my blower seized up, so I had to buy a brand new one. The one that seized was a BG 86 still, and I went with another BG 86. The one before the last one, it was a BG 86, and it seized up too after about 5 years, so I don't know, it's a pretty good run. They get flogged. So I like the 86 is dearer than the 55, and I think they're the same machine, but the 86 has a better anti-vibration in the handle, which to me means a lot because I broke my wrist years ago. So if I can reduce vibration in any way in my hands, I do it. So I pay the little bit extra for that. I mean, it's a petrol blower, does what it's supposed to. It starts. People don't like steel, people love steel. It's personal preference. I mean, as long as the blower works, it's doing the job. I do have the BGA 86, which is the battery one, which it's in the ute. I'll just grab it out and show you. It's quite good, and I wouldn't be without a battery blower now because I use this thing so often. That's it there. And I had the one before that, and it was very gutless. But this one's not too bad. I mean, I only use it for small jobs, and it does the job. I mean, you can get battery blowers that are much stronger, and that's fine. But I just happen to have 3 steel batteries, so yeah, I bought that because I don't. When I'm hedge trimming now, I use the Husqvarna stuff, so I use the steel blower, and I have 3 batteries, which is plenty for the work I do in the day. We're having both on board. And I actually saw, I had a BR 700 steel backpack blower, and I sold it because last year I herniated a disc in my back, and I've really been struggling with a bad back. And you put that thing on, and the weight of it, even though it wasn't very heavy, would pull my back backwards, sort of, put a bend in my back, and it really hurt. And I thought it had sat in the shed for 6 months untouched, so I got rid of it. But anyway, guys, that's just a little update. I know the grass doesn't look as good as it is on camera. It's really hard to get grass to look good on film, but I'm loving the Tiff Tuff. If you're thinking of Tiff Tuff compared to, say, Buffalo, go the Tiff Tuff. It's just an alpha grass, I think. I'm actually thinking of putting some Tahoma 31 out in my front yard. I have 15 square metres out there, which is only small, I know, but just to have a different couch to compare the Tiff Tuff to. And I do a bit of consultancy work on turf grasses for customers, so it'd be good to have a different strain or cultivar to compare with the Tiff Tuff. I mean, every year back in the day, everyone had buffalo, or put Sir Walter Buffalo in. Well, those days are past. People wanted a better quality grass. You walk around here now, and straight away, the yard looks awesome because this fine leaf grass, it just looks beautiful. People comment all the time. So I know you can have buffalo looking good, but buffalo's still a coarse leaf turf. Nothing like this fine leaf of this stuff, I mean. But anyway, guys, that's just a little update. I'll put that sulfate of ammonia on next week, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. That will just, why I'm using the sulfate of ammonia is it'll lower the pH a bit. I mean, it's not too bad, but I did put a lot of gypsum. I've put carbon in here before I turfed it, actually before I put the soil in, because it's very heavy clay. So I'm just thinking it's a little bit alkaline, and it's the nutrients, the stuff that I'm putting on it is leaching through very quickly. So yeah, I'm just hoping that the sulfate of ammonia will give it a hit. I'm sure it will. I don't want it to thatch up too much, which I've noticed this grass does. But you just got to keep on top of the mowing. Anyway, guys, that's just a little update. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.